Bhakti Vrinda Swamitam Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Saritam Shri Nandana Bande Shri Radhika Charanadvayam Govijana Swayukta Vrinavana Manavaram Shri Gauranga Nityananda Shri Vaita Chandra Gadadhar Sivasi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare. So this is August 20th, no, 27th, 2023, and we're continuing with our discussion on Manjari Bhava Upasana and tasting Bhakti Rasa. And we're discussing the 5 components or 5 elements which enable one to taste actual Bhakti Rasa, which means experiencing Bhava and Prem, which is an advanced state of Bhakti development. But by reading books that are full of Rasa and Bhava and Prem, some of the samskaras and interest and attraction for these things come in our mind. So we should be familiar with the different aspects of what is Bhakti Rasa. Bhakti Rasa is an astonishing flavor and experience in the heart and mind and senses that it arises when different factors are combined together, starting with the Stairati, which is the permanent mood of love one has towards Krishna. Like Madhurati, love of the gopis for Krishna, or love of the queens of Dwarka for Dwarkadish Krishna. Madhurati means amorous erotic love. Then there's Vatsalyarati, which is the motherly love and fatherly love for a son or daughter. Like Nanda Baba and Yashodama, their love for Krishna is Vatsalya, parental love. And Sakyarati is the love of Sridham and Subal, the cowherd boys. It's called Sakya, friendly love. And then there's Dasyarati, which means the mood of how the love of a master for a servant, the love of the servant for the master. So that's Stairati. Then there's Vibhav. The first thing is Stayi Bhav. The first Bhav or mood or sentiment is fixed, eternally fixed. And the other one is Vibhav. Vibhav has 2 aspects. Alamban, which means foundation, which means the lover, and Prem Vishai and Prem Ashrai. Shelter of love and the object of love. The subject of love and the object of love. So the subject of all loving relationships in Vrindavan is Krishna. And the object or reservoir receptacles of love are all the devotees of Krishna in the different Sai Bhavas. So in Madhurati, Krishna is the object of all the gopis' love, all the Manjaris' love is all directed towards Krishna and Radharani. That's the Vibhav Alaman. Then the Vibhav Udipan. Udipan means that which excites. Udipan means big light. Udipan, get fired up. Uttam Dipan. So what fires up the love? Well, there's different environmental situations, different seasons, seeing the dress of the beloved, the face of the beloved, the peacock feather of Krishna, hearing Krishna's flute sound. So these are all mentioned in our reference book that we're reading from Manjari Sru Nirupan by Kunj Bihari Das Babaji. So these are inspirators. These are inspirations to love. They provide the atmosphere conducive to love. So the spring season, the sun is also rainy season with its lightning and black clouds, and seeing golden creepers wrapped around dark tamar trees, and the full moon in autumn, and the full moon nights, and the cool and scented breezes, and chakora birds kissing the moonbeams, and buzzing bees thirsty for fresh nectar from flowers. Raghunath Das writes about the golden creepers clinging to the tamal trees. He says a golden uti vine entwines around the tamal tree. And when I see this, I remember Radharani embracing Krishna. I think you read this one. There's a beautiful song by Govinda Das that describes some of these songs. What does Govinda Das say? In the autumn season, under the full moon, the bees become maddened by the blossoming Malika, Malati, and Uti flowers. Seeing the beautiful effulgent night, Shyamasundar is overcome by feelings of romance and begins to play on his flute, the fifth note of the scale, and it steals the minds of all the faithful housewives. Watch out. Be careful. You're very near Vamshivat. Hearing it, the gopis immediately fall in love with Krishna and mentally offer him their entire beings. Then they start running to meet Krishna, absorbed in the beautiful sound of his flute. So, this is now it talks about expressions of love. These are anubhavas. There's vibhav, there's staibhav, and vibhav and anubhavas. Anu means following. These are bhavs that follow the lover. When the lover meets the beloved, then that awakens love, and then something happens, some reactions happen. So these are manifest activities. The vibhav act on the stairati, dominant feeling of love, and the reactions are called anubhavas. These are the effects of the causes. So the cause of full moon, Krishna's flute song, seeing Radharani's smile, etc. These are physical transformations that reveal internal feelings, called anubhavas. And they nurture the feelings of love and make them more relishable. At this time, when the love becomes revealed, then the Sakhis and Manjaris engage in 17 different sevas. And sometimes people, Jai Radhe, welcome. Sometimes people ask, what are the sevas of the Manjaris? The sevas of the Manjaris are the same basically as the Sakhis. But the Sakhis, a lot of their sevas, they're basically the same. They're described usually in the Mani in 8th chapter, verse 97 through 99. What do? They engage in kirti. Kirti means kirtan, means they glorify the qualities of Radharani to Krishna and Krishna Radharani. Especially it becomes useful in Purva Rag and Aman. Before Radha and Krishna meet intimately and meet physically and express their love of their hearts, they have to get extremely attached and hear about each other. So then that's called Purva Rag. The intense attachment, loving attachment and attraction that awakens Purva prior to actual meeting, embracing and kissing and dancing and romancing. It's called Purva Rag. The infatuation stage of love. And then after they've fallen in love and met and enjoyed so many different leelas, Samvog, Vilas, and Julan, and Jalkeli, and Raslila, and Ratikeli, and so many Bhamihar, then Radharani sometimes becomes jealous and angry and proud, and she displays man, and then she doesn't want to see Krishna or hear Krishna or anything to do with Krishna. So at that time the Sakis and Manjaris had to soften Radharani's heart and break her mind by telling how great Krishna is, how beautiful and sweet he is, how much he loves her and misses her. Well, this is the first thing. So this is, then the second seva of the 17 is to increase their attachment for one another. Of course, that's kind of connected to the first one. You glorify someone's qualities and you hear about that, then you, of course, increases your attachment. But there's other ways they do that also. And then they take them out on Abhisar. They take Krishna out to meet Radharani, and they take Radharani out to meet Krishna. Then they offer Radharani to Krishna. There's verses in Radharani that say when Radharani first meets Krishna, her first meeting with Krishna, she's very shy and wants to turn around and go back home. And the Manjari holds Radharani by the hand and leads her to the Kunja. It's quite an amazing seva. Manjari basically drags Radharani to the forest, into the Kunja, to meet Krishna. And so this is the fourth seva, offering the Nayaka to Krishna. And the fifth service is joking with the Radha and Krishna. So that's important. To get them in a happy mood, and if they're not in a happy mood, some joking is required. And the sixth seva of the Manjaris is to console Radharani and Krishna when they're in anxiety. It's everywhere. There's a deity in Gopal called Chintahar and Mahadev. Chintahar and Mahadev. It's a Shiva Linga that Yashoda used to take shelter of when Krishna put her in so much anxiety. Because it's the nature of love to be in anxiety. You're worried about the safety of your beloved. You're worried about the crazy activities of your beloved. So Yashoda always has her own motherly anxiety about Krishna and all the demons that come and the dangerous situations and snakes and scorpions and other creatures of Vrindavan. Like mothers are always in anxiety. So Radharani's always in anxiety about Chandravali and Padma and Shaivya and others. And Krishna's in anxiety about Radharani's anxiety. So one anxiety produces another anxiety. So the Sakis Manjaris have to console them and make them free, get them free, take away their anxiety. Chintaharan. Hara means to take away, to steal their anxiety. We'll go there actually after Shula and Yatra. We'll go to Chintahar and Mahadev. Because I see a lot of disciples are really anxiety. I like to take a boat full of disciples from England and Croatia and other places and Moldova. So many disciples are in anxiety. We should all take a trip to Gopal to visit Chintahar and Mahadev. So you can go on an audio yatra with us, and everyone should deposit all their anxiety there at the feet of Mahadev and pray for his mercy and become blissful again. So another service, the seventh service of the Sakis and Manjaris, is to dress and decorate the divine couple. And the eighth service is to get Radha and Krishna to reveal their inner feelings. It's not so hard to get Krishna to reveal his feelings because he's pretty blunt. He's not much hiding. He's pretty out front, open. everyone knows what's on his mind. Radharani is a little more secretive. This nature of women, it's called avahita bhav. Avahita bhav means covered. They're always under covers. Undercover. And that makes love more flavorful, more exciting. You don't know what the women are up to. You don't know what's on their mind. Even has things called silent treatment, which is murder for husbands. So Radharani has a type of jealousy, type of anger called a hoitaki man. She goes into man, unfavorable mood, without any cause. And that really gets Krishna crazy. So what is she feeling? Why is she feeling? Even when Krishna goes to meet, when Radharani is in hoitaki man, Krishna comes to meet Tulasi Manjari. He said, I haven't done anything. I'm clean. I'm clean. So look, check my neck. Check my cheeks. Check my lips. Check my eyelids. There's no kajal on my lips. There's no lipstick on my eyelids. There's no bite marks on my neck. There's no scratches on my cheek. I'm clean. I'm good. I'm good. And then why would please convince Radharani I'm a good boy. I'm behaving myself. So to try to get Radharani to reveal her inner feelings. And this is, the ninth one is to conceal the faults of the Nayaka. To conceal Radharani's faults. Of course, Radharani is nirdosh. She doesn't have any dosh, she doesn't have any faults. But this is primarily the seva that Tulasi Manjaris do with superior Gurujan, like Chatila, Kutila, Abhimanyu, other unwholesome personalities. Unwholesome personalities. They conceal their faults. Like there's a verse in Mahanidhi or Bhakti where Radharani goes out to meet Krishna early in the morning and runs back home, and she has scratch marks on her lips are purple, and then she gets there and gets back to Yavat, and Jatila is very suspicious. So the Manjaris say, oh, Radharani, she's sweating because she ran very fast to get back home. She went out to pick flowers, some special flowers to take for Surya Puja, so she's sweating. And her lips are purple because, it's a very cold winter morning. And she has scratch marks on her body because she was picking roses, and there's many roses, a very thick rose bush, and she wanted to get all these red roses. The red roses are very important for Surya Puja, so she got scratched by the thorns of the rose bushes. So don't jump to any conclusions. So this way, they conceal the supposed faults of the Nayaka by lying to the superiors. And that's also connected to the 10th one, which is deceiving the husband and other guardians, Gurujans, like Jatila and Katila. And the 11th one is giving beneficial instructions. So sometimes there's one verse from Vrindavan Mahimamrita where Radharani is enjoying a kunja with Krishna, and Krishna falls asleep. And Radharani goes outside of kunja and meets on the footpath near the kunja with a Manjari and asks her to give some advice. Okay, this guy, he always faints. He becomes a nanga, and when I'm more thirsty for more rati keli, and he's hooped out. So can you give me any advice to inspire him or enliven him to get in action? So the Radharani, so the Manjari has to give beneficial instructions to Radharani on the intricacies of inspiring the praying Vishai Krishna. Give beneficial instructions. So even the Manjaris had to, or asked to become gurus of Radharani sometimes. The 12th instruction is to bring Radha and Krishna together at the right time. Kala Desham Pacha, everything is important. The person, the place, and time. Kala is very important. The time of everything. That's why we always consult the Panchang for auspicious times, for Diksha and other events. There's good and bad days for legal things also one should be aware of. I know, I can tell you, if you want to know. And another thing is fanning with chamara whisk. It's a big seva. Because it gets pretty hot in Vrindavan, as you know. And so a lot of fanning, we use so many fans. So Radha Krishna has so much fanning activity, seva going on. So fanning with chamaras and other fans and performing other timely sevas. And this interesting seva will suit the svabhava of many people, chastising Radha and Krishna for their faults in the course of their romantic affairs. Some people have that kind of nature, svabhava, so it will come in useful in Nitya Leela. Who is the primary chastiser? Lalita. She's good at that chastising stuff, rebuking stuff. And delivering messages is the 15th seva. And the 16th one is protecting the Nayaka from all types of dangers. Like Abhimanyu, Vijatiya, Gutiya, etc. So this is 16 sevas are listed in Ujjalanidamani. Vishnu Chakravarti in his commentary, he lists an extra one. He divides one of them into two, which I forget what it is. But he says 17. So 16 are other sevas. Besides these, there's other sevas that the Manjaris and Sakhis can do. And it's mentioned here. It sounds similar, but it's mentioned. Glorify the qualities, beauty, and sweetness and love of Radharani. Investigating, in other words, spying. Spying on the activities and intentions of the Vipaksha Sakhis and rival party, Chandravali, etc. Shaivya, Padma, and bringing the food that Radharani has prepared to Nanda Baba's house to serve to Krishna and return to the avatar Varsana with Krishna's remnants to be relished by her. And finding out what Krishna is doing from Subala Dinesh to Vrindadevi, etc. So some examples are sevas. Somehow he started, this is typical Indian books, he starts talking about Anubhavas in chapter 5. He introduces Anubhavas, then he goes into which are physical transformations through the stimulation of love, according to the Stairati. Then he departs and goes into all the Manjari sevas. these Indian books are always interesting, the way they flow, because they're trans-rational, as Satyanarayana says. They're not rational, they're not irrational, they're trans-rational. So there's a long discussion about Manjaris, which of course we're eager to hear about. So we have to put a hold on Anubhav, and as we're going through this book, so we want to respect the sequence of presentation. So he lists all these different sevas. Now he highlights different ones. So one is delivering messages. So he quotes it, I don't know where, but wherever. He said, when will I give Radha and Krishna happiness by delivering their messages? Describing Radharani's love to Krishna. So, okay, so Manjari meets with Krishna. Can be a Seki, but we'll say it's a Manjari. There's Manjari Sevas, because they also do that. So Manjari meets with Krishna and says, oh Krishna, Radharani's looking at your painting. While she's looking at a painting of you, she's thinking of you. When she hears your qualities, she thinks of you as a lotus decorating her ears. When she sees your painting, she thinks that you're the cudgel for her eyes. When she meditates on you in her heart, she thinks that you're the blue sapphire locket adorning her bosom. Oh Krishna, when Radharani is separated from you, she feels her heart to be completely empty. Although last night her Sakis persuade her to eat your pan, here it is in the morning, and the bael nut is still resting in Radharani's mouth. The bael nut is still in her mouth, not been chewed, and the pan leaf is still in her hand. In other words, Radharani is feeling separation. She's been separated from Krishna. Somehow or other, she's locked in the house in Yavat. So the Manjari came from Nandagram and at Pradosh Leela in the evening time after Krishna had his dinner, and she brought the prasadi pan and bael nut of Krishna to Radharani. Radharani was crying in separation from Krishna. She was not able to get out of the house, so the Manjari gave the pan to Vishaka. Vishaka said, oh Radharani, listen, we have Krishna's prasadi pan. Take this, it'll make you feel, you'll remember Krishna, and you'll give up your unhappiness of separation. So Radharani, they handed her the pan. She opened the pan, she took some bael nut, put it in her mouth, and she went unconscious. As soon as she touched the bael nut that Krishna chewed on with her tongue, she went unconscious, and the bael leaf, the pan leaf was in her hand. She opened the pan, and the pan leaf was in her hand, and the bael was in her mouth, and she fell unconscious. In the morning, when she woke up, the bael nut was left unchewed in her mouth, and the pan leaf was in her hand. This state of Vira Agni, fire of separation, is being described to Krishna, so you understand the intensity of Radharani's love for Krishna. I don't know where it's from, but it's maybe a Spurti of Kunja Vihari Babaji Maharaj. It's not saying. Oh Jagatpati, the Manjari speaking to Krishna. Radharani's body is completely shrunken and withered due to separation from you. She's fallen off her bed onto the floor, and she's unable to lift herself up again. Oh, Murari, how can I fully describe the glory of Radharani's strength? Although she's merged in an ocean of suffering due to your separation, she still continues to bear the burden of intense love for you. The burden of love. Oh Krishna, Radharani is loudly singing each and every word of the messages you send her. This sounds like it's a description of Radharani in Vrindavan after Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura. Because Krishna would send messages back to Vrindavan with different personalities. So Radharani sings aloud every word of the messages you send, and she plays them on her flute and on her veena. There's a small flute, it's called, it begins with a P, you know that? There's a small flute that women play, it begins with a P. Pachati or Pavati Vamshi. I read it somewhere. And she plays every word of Krishna's messages on her veena, and she teaches them to her pet minor birds in the cage, so they will recite them again and again. Now, the secular Manjari describes Krishna's love to Radharani. In Braj, O Radharani, in Braj, there are many beautiful lotus-eyed girls, all of whom are easy for this expert charmer to seduce. Krishna is very naughty. Radharani, you must have performed some great austerities in a previous life, because Damodar is attached to you and no one else. Oh Sundari, Nandan is sighing in deep separation from you. He's sitting in a lonely forest. Kunj, with his head, holding his head in his hands. He takes no pleasure in wandering on the banks of the Yamuna in the cool breeze. He's given up herding cows and he even stopped playing the flute. Almost desired Gopi of Braj. Murari is the most wonderful male in existence. He's expert in all aspects of romantic dealings. He's affectionate and most handsome. But now it seems to me that if Krishna himself comes to you seeking your grace, you should be cooperative. Could there be any greater gain in the universe than this, O Sundari? So the Sakhi is trying to convince that Krishna is going to come and meet her, and she should be cooperative. Should agree to meet him and give up her mind. Because he's handsome, he's affectionate, he's an expert lover. He's not going to give in. So this is another say of arranging meetings for the dying couple. O Radhe, O Krishna, when the two of you are searching for each other in Vrindavan forest and unable to find each other, when will I arrange your meeting and bring you together? Then you will be so happy in it, you will show so much affection to me, you will give me a gift of a necklace. It sounds like the Manjari is conniving to get some free jewelry. Hey, Krishna, what will you give me if I bring you to Radharani? I give you my pearl necklace. Hey, Radharani, what will you give me if I bring you? I'll give you a sapphire necklace. Okay, good deal. Sounds so funny. Now this is the Manjaris giving good instructions. Oh, love side Radharani, you're blinded with love. You have already offered your entire body to Govinda. So why don't you now look at him a little bit with affection? After selling the elephant, why would the seller argue over the price of the Ankush? Ankush is the stick to control the elephant. The elephant costs 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs. Ankush costs 10 rupees. So Radharani has already sold her body to Krishna, but now she won't even look at him. So they're giving him good instruction. You already gave your body to Krishna, but why didn't you look at him now? That's a really nice comparison. The elephant seller sells his elephant for 1 lakh, but he argues with the, no, I'll give you 5 rupees for the Ankush. No, you have to give me 10. You already got 1 lakh from the guy, now you're arguing over 5 rupees. So alright, you already gave your entire existence, now won't you give a Kriva Kataksha, sidelong glance? Now this is Seva the Manjaris taking them to the Sanket Kunj, the appointed meeting place. Oh, this is translation, ego is so funny. Oh, hummingbird-eyed, oh, hummingbird-eyed Radharani. Yeah, you just say, oh, Kanchanakshi. Yeah. There's some words you just can't say. Kanchan Paki is a hummingbird. Kanchanakshi means girl, restless eyes. Krishna is playing in Vrindavan, decorating his ears with flowers in the most attractive way. Radha, you are well versed in amorous dealings. So how is it that your hands have not yet given up your meaningless household duties? So Radha, Krishna is playing the flute, calling Radharani into the forest. Radharani is pretending not to hear the flute and busy with household duties. What shall we say to you? This is not the time to procrastinate. So the Manjari is trying to take Radharani to the Sanket Kunj. Radharani is playing hard to get. Radharani is waiting in the forest. He's all decorating himself, looking really attractive. He's busy washing dishes or whatever. There is a saying that anyone sees a hummingbird inside a lotus flower, that person will become a king. So why are the Sakhis are describing Radha and Krishna like hummingbirds and lotus flowers? What is the intention? The intention is that if the two of them meet one another, they will not only be highly fortunate, but the Sakhis who unite them will also get the highest pleasure of seeing them come together, just as though they have become kings. Therefore, the implication is, for our benefit, Radharani, go meet Krishna. So this is Sahitya, literature, and it's all inconceivable poetic metaphors and stuff like that. I'll continue next week. More about Manjaris, glorifying the service of Manjaris, and it gets into a lot of Manjari stuff, which is nice. and eventually it gets back to Anubhav after a few pages. But that's how the book is set up. That's how he's fun to read the book. He start out, but now we're going to talk about Anubhav. Well, one paragraph, and then 10 pages of something else. I love this place. Okay, now this is